Hi all. Right, as part of your move every day in October, this is your roughly 10-minute upper body stretch. I know lots of you, so some of you have been on the virtual platform right from the beginning when we transformed from our indoor classes to virtual in March, and some of you started doing classes every day. Or at least the 4 to 5 times a week that we were running. Absolutely brilliant. So your fitness levels will probably have gone through the roof, but it's really important to balance that with some holistic fitness as well. If you're constantly tensing the muscles, they're going to become very rigid, and so we need to try and lengthen those out as well so they become nice and long, supple and taut, which is what looks nice and good for your body, good for your fascia, so good for your skin and all the different layers that your body's made up of. Really important to stretch, and it will help with all of that muscle pain. You know when you can't walk up and down the stairs after a class or sit on the toilet? This is where it's going to help. So upper body, we're going to be doing some stuff for the shoulders, some stuff for your back, your lower back, your core, and your arms as well. So if you come into a position back here and just follow along with me for as much as you can. So we're going to start in all fours. You want your shoulders in line with your wrists and your knees in line with your hips. And all I want you to do is just look down to the floor, and I want you to then raise your eyes up towards the ceiling, and at the same time take your tailbone up towards the ceiling as well. So you get this nice arch through your back. And then we're going to reverse that. So look down, up towards your knees, and then push your back up towards the ceiling. So you get a nice curve through your back this time and a nice arch. And then we're just going to repeat that a couple of times. So getting some nice movement through your spine and through your hips and through your lower back. Looking up to ceiling, pushing through your hands, and then reversing. Eye gaze comes down, past your knees, so up towards your thighs, really stretching your back up towards the ceiling. And let's just do that one more time. Tailbone comes up, so we have that nice arch through our lower back. And then push back up again. And then from here, I want you to take your knees into a slightly wider position, and then take your bottom back down towards your heels, keeping your arms really stretched out in front. Maybe walk them forward a little bit through the fingers, and your forehead comes down to your mat or to the floor. So we're stretching those shoulders out and our arms out in front of us to get a nice release through the shoulders at the back. Just take a few deep breaths here. Keep trying to walk your fingers forward a little bit to really stretch those arms out. Stretching out your lats just under your armpits as well. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand and we're going to feed it like a needle underneath the right arm. And then we're going to bring our head slightly to the side so that we're following our arm with our eyes looking out towards that stretched out arm. Head down to the floor. So it's just going to stretch those shoulders out. Keep breathing throughout all of this. So just some nice deep breaths. Helps you really relax into the stretch and lengthen those muscles out. One more breath here. And then bring the arm back through. Stretch that left arm back out in front of you, and this time we're going to take the right hand through underneath the armpit, bringing the shoulder down towards the floor, and then resting your head so that your eyes are gazing out to that stretched out arm towards the left hand side. a really great stretch here for your shoulders. One more breath. Okay, and then from here we're going to come back up to all fours. Bring yourself just into a seated position. If you can, put the soles of your feet together so we come into a star position with both sit bones firmly on the floor. You might want to just bring your bum back a bit, move those big buttocks out of the way. They're nice and padded like mine. If that feels uncomfortable for you, if you've got any SPD left over from pregnancy, then just come into a seated position as long as you're comfortable, but this will give you a little bit of an inner thigh stretch at the same time. And then from here, what we want to do is just bring that right arm up. We're going to bend at the elbow, and then if you can, sweep that left arm behind and attach the fingertips so that we're holding onto the hands. You might not be able to do that. You might be able to just bring the hands close together if you can, but if you can, link the fingers, do. And then we're going to try and pull down the right arm with the left hand. Or we just sit comfortably. It's going to give you a nice tricep stretch. And just relax the neck against that arm. You take a few deep breaths here. One more breath. I'm going to take you back into a seated position now. And then we're going to switch sides. So the left arm comes up this time, bend at the elbow, and then sweep that right arm behind, trying to link the fingers. I can't link on this side. I've got loads of tightness through my shoulders here. So I can almost touch fingers, but not quite. But that's fine. You're still going to get a nice stretch through your triceps and your shoulders. And this time, what I want you to do is to suck that belly in. Really imagine those tummy muscles coming into the middle. And we're just going to start leaning forward. Head looks down, eyes towards the floor. It helps to just open the hips up, open up the shoulders. If that feels too strong, you can just sit, come back into that seated position. Take another breath in. And then slowly come back up to that seated position. Release the arms. I just want to give those shoulders a bit of a turn to loosen them off a little bit. From this position, take the feet out. Keep a nice bend through the knees. And I want you to take your right arm down towards the ankle. Opposite hand comes up. Reach as far as you can up to that left hand corner, following with your eyes. And to get a nice twist through the spine, twisting through the upper body, really stretching out all of those back muscles and your shoulders. And just breathe deeply and slowly here. One more breath. And we're going to switch that to the other side. So this time, the left hand comes down towards your ankle. Right arm stretches up nice and high, up towards the right corner, and follow with your head. Really stretch back. You're going to stretch through the chest, through the shoulders, and breathe into it. Getting a nice stretch through the neck here as well. One more breath. Okay, release that back down. From this position, we're going to come onto our back. So just switch yourself round. Roll down gently onto your back. Keep your knees bent. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. Clasp your fingers around just underneath the knee so you're not putting too much pressure through that knee joint. Stretch the left leg out if you can, or just bring it maybe into a slightly bent position. If you can stretch out, great. And then we're going to put a little bit of pressure by clasping the hands, trying to bring that knee in towards your chest as much as possible. This is great to stretch out your lower back. If you get lower back pain, this is perfect for you. So really nice gentle stretch, just to try and get those bottom discs and the bottom part of our spine stretched out. Keep breathing. And then we're slowly going to switch sides. So bring the left knee in to start, clasp onto it, stretch out that right leg, bringing it down to the floor. Just bring the knee slightly out to the side so you're not crushing it into your belly, just to the side of the body, giving your intestines a little bit of a gentle massage. You can twist your feet round as well if you just want to release your ankles. Really bringing that knee in towards the chest. One more breath. And then we're going to bring both knees in this time. So might, depending on how flexible your upper arms are or even how long your arms are, you might be able to just clasp hands. If you can get a little bit further and you can clasp onto maybe your forearms or all the way around onto your elbows, really give your knees a big hug so you're bringing them right in towards your chest, trying to lengthen out the bottom of your spine, bringing your lower back down towards the floor as much as you possibly can. You can gently rock side to side here if you want to, giving your back a little bit of a massage. One more breath. And then we're just going to run through that again. So bring the right knee in first of all, left leg out. Holding just underneath that knee joint, bringing the knee right in towards the chest. And then slowly switch sides, left knee in this time. And then both arms up, both legs up. What am I talking about? Both legs up together, trying to clasp your hands, forearms, or all the way round onto your elbows if you can. In yoga language, this is known as wind reliever. Because it massages your colon in this position. I probably didn't need to point out the obvious, did I? One more breath. Okay, from this position, keep your knees where they are. Stretch the arms out to shoulder height. Right out either way. Bring your feet back down to the floor within bent knee position. Take a deep breath in. And then on an out breath, just drop your knees down to the right side and then look across to the left. Again, this is going to give you a nice release through that lower back. Really anchor your arms down. And then move your knees and feet back into the central position. We're going to drop the other way this time. So dropping the knees out to the left side and look across to the right. Trying to keep your hips down as much as possible. Just getting a nice release through the lower back. And then back up to the centre. Now we can either do that again If you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, you can drop the knees and then stretch out this upper leg and then just try and anchor that down. If that feels a bit too much, just keep in that bent knee position and then look across towards that left arm. Knees come back in, back up to the centre, drop them over towards the left, look out to the right, and then if you want to stretch out that top leg to increase that stretch a little bit, you can. You're going to really feel this in towards your buttocks and your IT band that runs down the side of the leg and into your lower back. And then let's bring that back to centre. Slowly push yourself back up into a seated position. And we're just going to finish with a twist. What I want you to do is bring your left heel towards your bottom. Cross over the left leg so that that left heel comes close to your right knee. From this position, we twist towards the left. Bring the left hand behind and place it flat onto the floor. We follow with our eyes. If you can, hook that right elbow into the left knee and we twist right round with our eye gaze coming backwards. Really breathe into it. One more breath. And then slowly come back round to the centre and we're going to switch sides. So this time, the left foot comes under towards your bottom. Right heel comes over the left knee. So that's crossed over, heel close to this knee. Right arm behind. Place that down onto the floor to really push yourself nice and upright. And then take your left arm, hook it across your right knee, and then look round towards the back. So we're getting a nice twist, spinal twist, and a twist through the back, twist through the shoulders. Try and suck your belly in. One more breath. And then just come down back into a seated position. Just going to rotate the neck just to give that a little bit of a stretch out. Left ear comes down to the left side towards your shoulder. Slowly back to centre. Take the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Back to centre, chin to chest. Oh, that's nice. Nice stretch through those, all those little muscles that hold your head up through your neck. Back to centre, eye gaze up, feel a nice stretch through here. If that feels really tight, take a fist towards your chest. That will just help really stretch those muscles out. And back to centre, and you are all done. Well done, guys. That's your upper body stretch. There is a lower body stretch too. So depending on which order you did these in, whereabouts you are on the 30-day challenge for October, then will depend on whereabouts you are on your stretch. Hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.